everyone and welcome. In today's video I'm coming up to you with a trick of a sort on how to get around the track files bug in DCS World. Also, this is going to be the first episode of a series of tutorials on DCS cinematography, or simply how to make cinematic stuff in DCS World. So let's get into it now. So probably, as most of you guys know, tracks you save in DCS World, they don't always work right. Actually, with some certain modules like F14 or MiG-21, the deal is much worse. Like, they don't work 99% of the time. The F14 and MiG-21 are just the most known ones for me, but any other time you got this problem with any other module, you can try this solution, and I can say it's gonna get it right for you by a very good chance. Because for example, I have seen it happen with F15, which is also pretty rare.
Stop, look and listen, baby, that's my philosophy.
Yes, it is now.
It's called rubbernecking, baby, but that's alright with me. Stop, look and listen, baby, that's my philosophy.
So the whole trick to get around this is to run a dedicated server by yourself. And the point I really want to emphasize is that you actually have to run a dedicated server and not just, running the server through the DCS itself. So the reason is basically we got two kind of tracks. One is client tracks and the other is server tracks. Although it's not actually like we really got something called client track or server track. It's just what I'm naming them, so I can give you guys a better understanding of what I'm gonna say. So to me, a client track is what is recorded from your perspective, the client's perspective. When you, for example, fly a single player mission, and when the mission is over, you're headed into this page, into this debriefing page, and if you click this button down here, it's gonna save your track. Or for another example, the tracks of multiplayer flights you had, which you can find in this multiplayer folder, the directory below. In all those tracks, you can get into your cockpit and see every single action you've taken in. That's what I say, they have been recorded from your perspective. But most importantly, what makes me call them client tracks is that the only aircraft you can get into its cockpit is yours. So that's what I can call a perspective, because it's something that other aircrafts don't have. But the client tracks are exactly where we face our problem. For example, if you replay a track of you flying a 14, you can find yourself doing absolutely something else after a couple of seconds and probably ending up crashing right into the ground. But if you look at the other planes around you, no matter if they are AIs or real players, you will notice there is not even a thing going wrong with it. But let's stop the break now and get into the next part. So now, what a server track is. We can say the server track is actually the track recorded by the server itself, or we can say the track recorded from the server's perspective. So basically, my trick is to dedicate the server so I can have the server tracks. Because if you remember, in those client tracks, all the planes were acting all fine but you. To me, it's like the type of data recorded for you is kind of different to other planes, as it's also recorded your cockpit. So when you use a server track, you're gonna have the same type of data recorded for you as it was recorded for the other planes. I can actually talk right off now, which I think I've already done. But I think the point of using server tracks been made. The only thing I would like to add before getting into how to dedicate the server is the difference between dedicating a server and just running it through your DCS itself. The thing is, if you run the server through your DCS, the output track you're gonna get, it's still gonna be a client track. Because as you know, if you open the track recorded from that session, you're gonna have your cockpit recorded too. I mean, it's something you can test it for yourself and see the result. Alright, now how to get our server track files? Well, it's easy. First, to run the dedicated server, check out this video from Grim Reapers, which is a tutorial of it. Second, When you run your server, open your DCS, go to multiplayer, and the first server showing up for you is the server you just dedicated. Join it and do whatever you wanna do. Once you are done with it, go to the WebGUI and stop the server so you can finalize the track file. After stopping your server, you should go to your saved games folder. There you will find a folder named as whatever the name you put in this box in DCS Updater utility. Open that folder, then go to the tracks folder, and from there go to this multiplayer folder, and there you can see all your track files. Then go back and open your DCS. Go to replay, and from there go to the directory you've just been and replay your track, which is usually the newest track if you sort it by the date modified. Although it's just one track file at the first times you do this, but after a few times it's gonna be a lot of track files, so I recommend you to find and rename that specific track you wanna replay before doing that. Alright, that's pretty much it. There is nothing really much more to add, and I hope you guys find it useful. Goodbye.
I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel